Today, almost 21 million people live below the poverty line in Russia. Their income is below the subsistence level, that is 13,000 rubles, almost $214. According to Federal State Statistics Service of Russia, over the past few years, this figure has increased by 14%. Also, more than half of Russians have incomes below 25,000 rubles a month. It's $400. At the same time, the report of the Swiss bank Credit Suisse indicates that 1% of Russians owns 60% of all national wealth, and their well-being is constantly growing.
That is, 1% of the bloodsuckers robbed the already poor people to the skin, after which they went completely insane with permissiveness and unleashed a colonial war, sending the unfortunate poor people in holy camouflage to the slaughter. Now their widows are given a towel as a consolation. I don't know if there are any other countries in the world where the government mocks its own people with the same cynical shamelessness. The worst thing is that this has always been the case in Russia. This is our special way. Andrei Lashak, Russian journalist on Facebook.
According to calculations by the Swiss bank Credit Suisse, the size of Russia's wealth is now comparable with the American figure in 1908. According to economists, after the start of a full-scale war with Ukraine, the resistance of the Russian Federation began to become even poorer. Among the Russians, the demand for non-food products has decreased. The number of unemployed also increased.
People are sent on unpaid leave. People start getting less or none at all. However, they are listed as employed. Therefore, the number of poor people will only increase much. In addition, the increase in their social payments to the budget is insignificant. Inflation is very much underestimated. Therefore, even the exaggeration of those salaries that state employees receive leads to the fact that real incomes are falling, and the number of poor people is increasing correspondingly.
Ilyana Schodowski argues that if the financial situation in the Russian Federation worsens, then the residents of the poorest regions will go to war against Ukraine only to earn money. This decision will also be influenced by the fact that they can claim 195,000 rubles. That is $3,185 of one-time assistance from the state.
It is easy to recruit from poor regions. They see that if they go to the army, for some reason they firmly believe that they will return as heroes, respectively, and alive in the first place. They go and plan to solve all their financial problems in this way, not only provide their family with resources, but also pay off the loans they have created for themselves.
The only way out for Russia to change the situation with the poverty of the population is to stop the war in Ukraine, experts say. In this way, Russia will be able to reduce the costs that it spends on military aggression and direct them to the social needs of its citizens.
It is necessary to stop these insane expenses when, missiles are launched into the territory of Ukraine in one day, the cost of which corresponds to the budget of an average republic in the Russian Federation. I believe that all this is possible only with a change in the political leadership of Russia, because today this madness have no plans to stop this war. They have no plans to improve the life of the Russians. They have imperial ambitions, and they are ready to sacrifice the entire Russian people for the sake of these ambitions.
According to Schodowski, Russia should also agree to pay reparations to Ukraine. In the future, it is this step that will make it possible to lift all Western sanctions and allow the Russian economy to emerge from the crisis. Reported by Roman Smoler, Victoria Sinko, UATV News.